What's up, guys? Today, of course, I'm going to be reviewing the melee weapon in Fallout 4, the new one that came out as part of the Assaultron DLC called the Assaultron Blade. I'll discuss the weaknesses, strengths, key perks, and mod options if you choose to regularly use this weapon. To get it, well, at least in my version it was, and I'm pretty sure it might, I'm not sure it drops as legendaries or not as of yet. Maybe it does in the future. You'll find it in a trunk in a room right after killing Ivy in the Fort Hagen station array. I think it's like the second mission of the Assaultron DLC. In terms of base weapon details, it starts with a base damage of 96, it has a medium rate of melee, and a weight of 3 pounds. It's nearly identical to the Chinese officer's sword. It may come in handy early on if you're restarting a character and you want to try the Assaultron around levels 15 or so and you need a decent melee weapon to hold you over. In terms of strengths, it does extremely well against humans and non-heavily armored enemies. The medium rate of melee gives it a good balance in terms of damage output and serves to keep enemies staggered because of electric damage if you choose to mod that in as well. It's very suited for a sneak build, as you might have already guessed. In terms of weaknesses, though, the medium rate of melee means it's a middle ground weapon, meaning it'll probably take quite a few swings more, even on a stealthy attack, to take out stronger enemies, and a stronger melee weapon would probably take them out in one shot. In addition, as I'll talk to in a second, there aren't a lot of mod options for this weapon. If you're looking to specifically buff this weapon through perk usage, you're going to want to use Big Leagues, Rooted, Bloody Mess for as much damage as you possibly can get. And of course, as you probably are going to be using this weapon for anyway, Sneak and Ninja combos, because it's a melee build. It's almost as if it was made for it. Lastly, you're going to want Blitz to increase melee range and damage as that range increases. Though of course this isn't an exclusive list, you can add to it whatever you want. In terms of mods, if you invested in, I think it's the Blacksmith and Science perks, you can choose to add electric damage to it. It serves to stagger and add another 25 damage per hit to your arsenal. There's no point in not doing it if you're spec'd in the right areas to, mod this weapon up. Overall, it's actually a really cool, especially in terms of lore if you like Assaultrons and such, and a fun weapon to use if you're not looking for a min-max build. So early on, especially if you're restarting with a new character, just pick up this weapon if you can. Ideally, you're probably going to want some sort of legendary effect on yours, though, because mine doesn't have one. And again, like I said a couple times, it might come most in handy if you're restarting a character early on and you need a decent melee weapon to hold you over. But the medium swing doesn't make it the strongest overall potential per shot. And it doesn't really have a lingering effect, such as bleed, to make it worth like stacking it and hitting someone as fast as you can. So it's not the best weapon in the game. For melee, but combine this with a sneak melee build and you won't have any problems. Have a good one.